What's up, lovers of whiskey and watchers of YouTube? I'm the Malt activist, and thank you for joining me for this lovely episode in which we blind taste not one, not two, but three. That's right, you heard three Kentucky Straight Rye whiskies all the way from the United States of America. Before I begin, I just want to welcome our first-time viewers. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time here, that means you like whiskey. And if that's true, then everything on this channel is very, very whiskey related. And we share the same passion for whiskey. We talk about whiskey lists and whiskey rants and whiskey reviews and whiskey vlogs and whiskey discussions and everything whiskey related. So if that sounds like a cup of tea, man, hey, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you know every time I upload a video. Or better yet, if you like, you can also join our YouTube membership program. Or head on down to Patreon because every bit helps. A big shout out to my YouTube members and my Patreon gang. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting this channel. There'd be nothing here without you guys. It would be just like a deserted shopping mall if it wasn't for you guys. But now we have a thriving business thanks to you. So thank you. Okay, now let's meet the contenders. Now, I am a huge fan of rye whiskeys. I love rye whiskeys. I love high strength rye whiskeys. That's my weakness. Like big time high strength rye whiskeys. I remember drinking for the first time in my life. I remember drinking something so potently amazing, which was the Thomas Handy straight rye whiskey, which I have a bottle of here back there somewhere. I don't remember, but yeah, Thomas Handy rye whiskey from, of course, the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. What a dram that is, man. What an absolute amazing whiskey this is. And I remember it blew my mind, and I was like, if I only drink high strength rye whiskeys for the rest of my life, I think I'll be happy. So it is definitely one of my favorite types of whiskeys, and so then it just it set me down that path of exploration and finding new whiskeys, finding new expressions. And I'm happy to say I think I've drunk more than my fair share, and thanks to my good fortune, more than my fair share of excellent rye whiskeys, and I want to share some with you today. So let's meet the whiskeys, the contenders. I have with me three whiskeys sitting right in front of me, and at different ABVs or proofs. Let's start with the lowest proof. I'm talking about this Michter's. There you go. Can you see that? Of course you can. This is a Michter's single barrel Kentucky Straight Rye whiskey. It has a barrel number of L21C844. Now, I don't know what that means, but if you know, then do let me know what that means. In the meantime, here are the details. So this is a single barrel between 4 and 8 years old. This is bottled at 42.4% ABV or 84.8 proof. And I already told you the barrel number, which is L21C844. This has a notoriously secret mash bill, by the way. I tried to find out what the mash bill for this thing was, but we don't really know. And there's been a lot of guesses, so it seems like a very sort of high corn mash bill. Some say that it's around 55-60% rye, then about 35% corn, and the rest is malted barley. So if that sounds near enough, then do let me know if you know something else. Otherwise, please put it down in the comments below. But for now, this is what we have. We have the Michter's single barrel Kentucky Straight Rye whiskey coming in at 42.4% ABV or 84.8 proof. Bit low, but hey, it is what it is. We are going to test it against two other whiskeys. Our second whiskey on the lineup is this Colonel Taylor Straight Rye whiskey. There you go. Can you see that? Of course you can. What do we know about this? This is, of course, a straight rye whiskey. It says bottled and bond, which means it's definitely more than 4 years old, but literature says it can be anywhere between 4 and 9 years old. 50% ABV, this is or 100 proof. And again, the mash bill is notoriously secretive. So I don't know what's happening here. I don't know why people don't want to tell us what this, how this whiskey is made. But apparently this is a very high rye mash bill. Again, I'm not 100% sure. If you know more than I do, which I'm sure you do, please put it down in the comments below. I've had this whiskey. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I love everything about it. And let's see where it stacks up against the Michters and our number 3 whiskey. Our number 3 whiskey is the Pikesville. There you go. Pikesville Straight Kentucky Rye Whiskey. This is bottled at 55%. Yeah, there you go. Bottled at 55% ABV. It's definitely more than 6 years old because that's what it says on the label at the back. Could be between 6 and 9 as well. 55% ABV or 110 proof. And we definitely know the mash bill for this. It's 51% rye, 35% corn, and 14% malted barley. So we know that for sure because it was in the literature. What else? What else do we know about this? I bought this whiskey like maybe a year ago, and as you can see, it's kind of done now. That's why I brought it out, and I was like, hey, how do I finish this whiskey? I was like, let's just drop it in a video, man. So yeah, there you go. So those are our 3 whiskeys on the menu. We have the Michter's Straight Rye, we have the Colonel E.H. Taylor, and finally we have the Pikesville Straight Rye Whiskey. Okay, time to pour out the whiskey. So that's the Colonel E.H. Taylor White. We have the Michter's Straight Rye. There you go. That's pink. And we have the Pikesville Straight Rye. And that's purple. You can't really see anything, can you? But don't worry, I'll put it up on the screen. So, as per our usual extremely scientific, approved by NASA method, we are going to move our glasses and make sure that we don't know what we're drinking. Pardon the jets flying overhead. I think we're about to get bombed because this video is too hot for YouTube to handle. Let's hope we don't get bombed. I think we'll be okay. Let's do our mix. All right. Okay, so I don't know what we're going to drink now. Let's go. Let's try whiskey number 1. Okay, whiskey number 1, as you can see, that's what it looks like. Beautiful, beautiful color. Nice nose. I like this nose. Interesting. Lots of red licorice. I get a brown sugar, cinnamon. There's the oak, there's the vanilla, there's the caramel. And a hint of mint in here somewhere as well. I like this nose. It doesn't seem too high strength to me. My nose hairs are still intact. I like it. You know, there's nothing wrong with this. It doesn't smell very, very spicy. I don't know, maybe that's a low rye content. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. It is actually quite spicy. Yeah, I'm getting those. Yeah, that cinnamon and baking spice is very, very strong in this. So I like the nose. I think it's a very cool nose. And now we drink. Chin chin. Ooh, this is very nice. Ooh, this is higher strength. Okay, I'm not still 100% sure which one this is, but it's definitely not the Michters. I know that for sure. Ooh, there's a higher strength. This is either the Colonel EH or the Pikesville. I like the palate. Ooh, that rye spice is very strong. So is the cinnamon, brown sugar, caramel, vanilla, black pepper, and herbs. Ooh. Wow. This is very warm, spicy whiskey. So I'm guessing this seems like a very high rye mash bill to me. Again, I'm not 100% sure which one it is, but it seems like a high rye mash bill to me because it's very spicy. But whoa, this is very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I think I'm going to give this one a 7.5 B+. How does that sound? I think that sounds great. That's an above average whiskey and I like it. Okay, so that was our whiskey number 1. Quite happy with this. Very happy with this. Okay, whiskey number 2. All right, this is whiskey number 2. It looks exactly the same as whiskey number 1, so I don't know. Ooh, this nose is very different. This nose is very sweet. This is on the sweeter side. Normally, rye whiskeys will have like a dry, dusty, jute bag sort of nose to it, but this one is a little more, This one is a little more sweeter. Much more sweeter to me. Which makes me think this is probably a low rye, high corn mash bill in this one. So I think I know which one this is. This also seems a lower ABV on this. Definitely lower I feel like a lower ABV on the nose as compared to whiskey number 1. So yeah, interesting. I think I know which one this is. It has a nice nose. I like this nose. Lots of dry spice, burnt vanillas, caramel, cherries, cinnamon, a very soft oak. Yeah. This is a nice nose. This is a much sweeter nose than the whiskey number 1. I think I know which one this is. But hey, let's drink it first. Yeah, okay, I know which one this is. The ABV is the lowest. I get vanilla, red cherries, cinnamon. Lots of dry spices. That there's a very mellow, oily oak. Some toffee, some milk chocolate. Almost no finish. I don't like it as much as whiskey number 1, so I'm going to give this a 7B. I'm going to give this a 7B. Yeah. So I definitely like whiskey number 1 better than whiskey number 2. Instantly, I can tell. And I think it's also because of the lower ABV. So again, I know maybe not 100% fair apples to apples comparison, but hey, it's fun and games. This is all fun and games, isn't it? Okay, time for whiskey number 3. Here we go, that's whiskey number 3, and it looks exactly like whiskey number 1 and whiskey number 2. Absolutely no difference. Ooh. This is like a combination of both the first and second whiskeys. So I'm pretty sure that whiskey number 2 is the Michter's. I don't know if this is the Pikesville or the Colonel EH. This seems more like, this has a bigger alcohol burn on the nose. Makes me think it might be the Pikesville. I can't be sure until I drink it, I guess. But it's certainly a combination of, I think it has the sweetness of the second whiskey, with the Michters for sure, and the savory high strength-ish of whiskey number one. This is definitely a lot more herbaceous. This is butterscotch, brown sugar, white pepper. This is more of a spice forward, so cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, you know? Wow. So, wow, this is very, very good nose. I think this is maybe the best nose of all. I'm not 100% sure, but let's see. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? So let's drink it. Let's drink it. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Big. Huge. Butterscotch. Cinnamon. Lots of red fruits. Very, very earthy spices. That oak is very charred. A charred oak. There's cocoa powder. There's maple syrup. There's coffee. Man. Ooh. And it has a bitter aftertaste around my palate. On the sides of my palate. Wow. I think, again, I know which one this is because, again, of the ABV. But do I like it? So, this is my guess. I think my first whiskey was the Colonel E.H. Taylor. My second whiskey was the Michters. And the third one, I think, what I just drank is the Pikesville. Ooh, lots of herbs. Sharp, tart herbs. Spicy herbs. Interesting. You know, I'm going to give this a 7.5 B plus as well. Yeah, so to me, this is tied with whiskey number one. Yeah, I think it's tied with whiskey number one. I think they're both sort of equally good. I mean, would I give this an 8, A minus? No, I don't think I want to. I think this is a good rye whiskey. I think this is a very well-constructed rye whiskey. But I think even with the high strength, it's not delivering 100%, even though it's fantastic, don't get me wrong. Yeah. Not bad. It's not bad. I think it's tied with whiskey number one for first place. So, hey, ties happen. I mean, who cares? You can like two whiskeys equally. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I think I'm fairly certain what I've drunk, but let's see if I'm correct. So, let's go to the review. Okay, so whiskey number one was... Okay, so whiskey number one, I was correct, is the Colonel E.H. Taylor. Okay, so that's the whiskey that I like the most. And okay, that should be the Michters. Yes, it is. It is the Michters. And finally, whiskey number three is the Pikesville that I like as much as Colonel E.H. Taylor. Sorry, I think I just burped on the mic. Yeah, so they're all very, very good whiskeys, by the way. Don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this Michter's. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this Michter Straight Rye. Even at a lower strength, it's still very, very tasty, very good, very, very drinkable. I've been out, out in the bar at night and had quite a few of these, and they go down very dangerously smooth. So definitely great whiskey. This, but I think there's something, cool about the Colonel E.H. Taylor and the Pikesville. Here, you know what? Actually, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, even though they're kind of tied in my book, I'm going to give the win to Colonel E.H. Taylor. Yeah, let's go. Enough of this tie bullshit, right? Let's pick a winner. Let's put my let's put my ass on the line, and my money where my mouth is. the winner is Colonel E.H. Taylor. I think it's a slightly better constructed whiskey with a bit more nuance to it. I like the ABV on this as well. It's not too high. It really works well. I can still drink it comfortably, but I still get the bite of a good whiskey that I really like. The flavors are on point. There's nothing really wrong about it. The Pikesville maybe gave me a slightly sort of bitter aftertaste at the end, so maybe that loses a point for that. So yeah, there you go. Whiskey number 1, Colonel E.H. Taylor. Whiskey number 2, Pikesville Straight Rye. And finally, whiskey number 3, the Michter Single Barrel at 42.4% ABV. And I think that's the only reason it came in third. If it was at super high strength, or not super high strength, if it was at a higher strength, I think I would have really liked that. But it is what it is. And hey man, disclaimer, don't take these videos too seriously. I don't know what I'm doing. This is just an entertainment channel. Please don't think you're going to come to this channel and get knowledge. I literally have no clue what I'm talking about. All I'm doing is I'm drinking whiskey and saying, I like this better than this one. That's all I'm saying. So if you concur with my opinion, thank you, man. That means you're a supporter. And if you don't, please leave a comment down below so that I know that you're angry at my judgment, which is absolutely fine. So there you go. This was fun. I love drinking straight rye whiskeys. I'm glad we did this little head-to-head, and I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for being here with me and being a part of this journey. And I love all of you guys and all the good stuff. So, and bye. I'm the Malt Activist. See you next week.